of my passion. I've never pursued a career. I've only pursued a passion. Well, really two. One was to develop a school someday, which happened with my involvement in establishing an innovative school of choice, Bayou Community Academy Charter School. And the other is the core of what I do to this day, the passion for children to learn. I have much appreciation for educators and professors, and much gratitude for the educational pathways available that make it possible for you to be sitting here today. My parents had a deep desire that their children have college educations. That desire was not because they were college educated. My dad was, in fact, illiterate and only able to sign his name. My mother was educated to the 7th grade and could read, write, and do math. My parents were my first teachers and understood the value of education. Dad, a tender-hearted Frenchman, spoke only a few words of English. From him, I learned compassion and how to speak French. He also introduced me to the love of good food, boudin, cracklins, and kush kush, just to name a few of my favorites. From my mother, I learned to be generous, bold, strong-willed, competitive, and determined. She was all of those things. What my parents lacked in formal education, they covered in cleverness, skilled labor, and design inventiveness. There was little Dad didn't know about plants, animals, engines, and wood. He was a farmer, a city worker, and a security guard, with a sideline business as a skilled pharaoh. Mom was a good cook and a baker. She held two jobs, one as a cafeteria worker and the other a seamstress. She was a strong advocate against truancy. If I showed any indication of getting sick on a school day, her default response was, take an aspirin and get to school. And warnings to be on my best behavior consisted of a single promise that if a teacher called her about me, I would get it when I got home. My mother never made threats. She meant business and followed through. Between the two of them, there was little my parents couldn't set in order, build, cultivate, and repair. They didn't lack intelligence or determination, just opportunity and avenues for advancement. My parents were some of the most intelligent and persistent people I know. They always stayed one step ahead of their college-educated kid. My parents had great dreams for me. Those dreams included a college education, as though just the act of going to college would make me better and smarter than them. But they couldn't pull me up. They had fewer resources than I did. So they did what they could. They pushed me up. And once I was above them, I reached down and pulled them up beside me. What my parents knew holds. They knew that if I won, they won. It's worth acknowledging that this generation does not need access to knowledge. In the 1900s, knowledge doubled approximately every 100 years. Currently, it's estimated to double every 24 hours. Is there a downside to that? There can be. How? When we have access to knowledge that we have, then we have the experience to put that knowledge into context and perspective. We can make decisions that don't serve us well. What is needed is the wisdom to learn how to effectively engage and energize that knowledge and import it into someone else. You've gained the education. Now it's time to gain the experience. It's exiting the formal arena of academia doesn't mean learning ends. On the contrary, this next phase is the beginning of real learning. Though it has no actual walls or computer interface, this arena is where you have the opportunity to take what you've learned and build on it. The things that were the subtext for what you got through school now enter the forefront. That is patience, endurance, tenacity, grit, perseverance. These are your tools to set your course, to build, cultivate, and repair. The Holy Scriptures says, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. What if seems slow? Wait for it. It will surely come. It will not delay. Our visions indicate that the world's affairs are not directed by the impersonal law of nature, by the living spirit inside of us. That spirit has the divine capacity to impart knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. To engage us for service with a servant's heart and selfish generosity, and to energize and encourage us mentally, spiritually, and physically, giving us a stable foundation. When we lose our balance, we fall until something solid stops us. So decide your moral baseline and make it solid. Don't stray from it. Then when the boundary is tested, your fall won't be fall. The bruising will be minimal and the recovery time short. One of the greatest nonviolent leaders in world history, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "The time is always right to do what is right. The ability to recover well and pivot without sacrificing your moral base will take you further than fixating on who's right and wrong. And in an equation where neither side can stand alone." I agree with Nobel Peace Prize winner Albert Schweitzer, who said, "I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the ones among you who will really be happy are those who have sought and found how to serve." My parents' desire that I learn birthed in me a desire to learn. That desire is still with me today. And it created the passion that fuels my life's work. The passion for children to learn. To this end, I'm constantly challenged to rethink and unlearn. In his book, Think Again, The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know, organizational psychologist Adam Grant presents rethinking and unlearning as a set of skills that sometimes serve us better than the familiar methods to which we default. Grant uses the story of the Man Gulch wildfire of 1949. On August 5th, 1949, 15 smoke jumpers parachuted into the Montana wilderness to fight what became known as the Man Gulch wildfire. Only 3 of the 15 survived that fire. 2 of them survived by outrunning the fire. A third, Wagner Dodge, survived because he did something previously untried. He started a fire in front of him, then laid in the ashes as the fire came over him. When asked why he took such action, Dodge responded that it just seemed logical to him. Intelligence, we know, is traditionally viewed as the ability to think and learn. However, as revealed in the Man Gulch wildfire, Dodge found himself in a situation where his previous knowledge didn't help him. These moments are where the willingness to rethink and unlearn is crucial to success. Experience teaches that sometimes the facts we've learned don't fit our current circumstances. Wisdom teaches never to be so sure we are right that we don't consider we might be wrong. My husband, Skip, frequently reminds me of the quote by Ezra Benson. Pride is concerned with who is right. Humility is concerned with what is right. Skip lives his life pursuing that right, what is right, and instill this moral value into our children. Consider this quote from Adam Grant. We laugh at people who still use Windows 95, yet we still cling to opinions that we formed in 1995. We listen to views that make us feel good instead of ideas that make us think hard. The ability to pivot is part of the foundation for moving forward. I am always searching for the best practices for teaching and learning. Pedagogy, literacy strategies, delivery of instruction, intervention, and remediation. Children having the best advantage to education takes me on journeys that are not easy and never convenient. That passion has taken me to other states in the U.S. It's also taken me out of the country to New Zealand, Turkey, Malaysia, Uganda, just to name a few. There's always something to be learned, something that will challenge accepted practices. The act of rethinking what we have always accepted as the way it's always been done is what keeps us relevant and permits us to speak into our culture. Mistaken assumptions and obsolete opinions are foolish hills which to die. If you challenge your own best practices, you won't be Windows 95 in a Windows 365 world. There will always be something you've never experienced. And when the opportunity comes, like me, being here with you today, allow yourself to be pushed up. And once up, reach for the one that pushed you and bring them beside you. We do our best when we don't allow our pride to come before our learning. The principle here is plain. When everyone is yelling, "Here I am," be a "there you are" screamer. If they win, so do you. Researcher and author Brene Brown, who has spent the last 2 decades studying courage, vulnerability, shame, and empathy, has this to say about courage. When a person is thinking about preparing to enter the arena, like you, there is fear, self-doubt, and uncertainty. Integrity is choosing courage over comfort, having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. It is written, there is nothing new under the sun, and that is true. It has all been done before, but it's not been done by you. So bring what you've got to the table. You never know who's going to show up needing what you can serve. And in conclusion, not every idea is a winning one, and not every winning idea works. We can date our ideas, but it's best not to marry them. Not every thought that passes through deserves a permanent room. If an idea flops, another will pop to take its place. In the words of American football coach Vince Lombardi, the price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the dedication that whether we win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand. You don't have to be the best as long as you're willing to do your best every time. Be willing to fail fast, recover quickly, and when you fail, notice I said win, because failing happens to everyone. When you fail, never let it be because you failed to try. It is for service that we educate ourselves to present ourselves. So again, well done, 2021 graduates. and I leave you today with endorsement that this is world of here I am screaming, there you are. Congratulations, Nichols graduates of 2021.
Thank you, Mrs. Holloway. That was beautiful. You're always an inspiration to me. Today we are privileged to honor a Lafourche native with the highest degree this university can bestow, the honorary doctorate degree. We wish to publicly recognize Mr. Wendell Curall, General Manager and Executive Secretary of the South Lafourche Levee District. Mr. Curall has accrued over 45 years of leadership in areas of hurricane protection and readiness, levee engineering and management, and coastal issues. He has served as the chairman of the Barataria and Terrebonne National Estuary Program and president of the Lafourche Chamber of Commerce. As a Nichols alum, he has been a tireless advocate for protecting the homes and livelihoods of the people of the coastal parishes from floods and storms, and ensuring that their land is properly managed. As a leader of the Shadir Hurricane Centennial, Mr. Curall oversaw the collection of tens of thousands of historical photographs and artifacts that are now part of the Nichols Archives and Special Collections. Throughout his career and humanitarian efforts, Mr. Curall has received many awards and recognitions, including 1994 South Lafourche Citizen of the Year and appointment to the Louisiana Bicentennial Commission. On behalf of the coastal communities, he represents the inarguable practicality of local levee protection against the concepts of engineers, the Corps, and state and national officials, as recently evidenced by the successful levee protection in abating the tidal surges of Hurricane Ida. His management of the ring levees surrounding and protecting South Lafourche has directly saved thousands of lives and hundreds of millions of dollars in flood and storm remediation. For these reasons and many more, we are proud to honor Mr. Wendell Curall today. Dr. Westbrook and Dr. Dusico. Let me hear a round of applause for Mr. Curall. Dr. Westbrook and Dr. Ducey, would you please join Mr. Wendell Curall at the Stage Center for the conferral of the Honorary Doctor of Science degree. Therefore, acting under the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System as President of Nichols State University, I confer upon you, Mr. Wendell Curall, the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations.
First thing is family, and this is kind of funny. I'm thinking about my daughter Alex right here. There's more. She's thinking Harry Potter. He's doing a Harry Potter movie. Yeah. But no, the family, and that's got to be the key. South Louisiana is about family, whether it's biological or the group you hang with. You know, I have my guests here, the Forey family. You talk about soccer mom and dad. They take these people, their kids all over the place, and here they are to give another experience here for college graduation. I have Lisa Curall, my sister. She sees all the good and bad my entire life, and yet when the hurricane put some rainwater in my house, offered me a safe place to sleep and get some energy while we dealt with issues with the storm. And I've been, again, mentioned my daughter, Alex, a gift of my life. Makes all the difference in the world. You can intellectually talk about having children, but until you have it, you really don't understand what that really means. And I've been fortunate enough to have Julie choose to spend her life with me and my wife, so thank you very much. Thank you, Leon. The college experience, from the flag football to the football games to basketball to the classroom work and everything else, experimental work, I can tell you that the experience at Nichols gave me the confidence to do everything that I've done. But one thing, and it wasn't in a classroom, we had an aquatic biology club meeting. So 1973, a geologist came to our meeting and explained how that year we had a record flood. We had serious possibility of serious flooding from the Mississippi and Chaffalot rivers that year. But the geologist explained how really everything south of New Baton Rouge, south of the North Shore, Lake Pontchartrain, east of Lafayette, 5,000 years ago was the Gulf of Mexico. Everything under here, this area was the Gulf of Mexico. In 5,000 years, rain and sediment coming from western New York, Canada to Montana, came down through the Mississippi River system and built the land we're on. None of the land under this building is original 5,000 years ago. We basically, as I like to say, we live in the United States, but we live in the re-United States, because that's where all of us come from somewhere else. And the understanding of that, and the understanding that 12,000 years ago, 1,200 years ago, Valle de Fouche was the main flow of the Mississippi River. And that's when most of this sediment was deposited here. And then it switched over to the present. And the 1973 flood, had it not been for the structural things that are up there in Chaffalot, the main flow of the Mississippi River would be going down to Chaffalot today. But it's understanding all those things that gives us the understanding of our advantages and our problems. Like all great deltas, and look, the Mississippi River is a continental river, and this delta is the continental delta from that river. And everything, our advantages and disadvantages all come from that. So understanding that is the key thing. And so the classes that I had helped me to understand that and led me to meetings in the Netherlands. I've discussed hurricanes 10 years ago in Cuba with some of the hurricane people there. I've testified in Congress, and everything that I learned here at Nichols has helped me be able to do that and help to protect our area. The bottom line is this: all of our communities in South Louisiana are at risk. We cannot passively live in South Louisiana. We have to actively protect our communities. We need to protect the economy, the environment, and the infrastructure, all at risk. And what you have learned in these years, and what you learn, and it's a continuum of learning. Your parents taught you a lot, your community taught you a lot, let college add to that, and then your 3 years of experience will get us through the challenges that we have. I want to thank everybody, but again, I thank Dr. Clune, the faculty, and especially John Ducey, because we worked on some of these projects. Everything you heard, any of those called achievements that have occurred, all those things only happen when a ton of people help you do that. Nothing up here is anything but the reflection of my parents and the people who gave me their information, their knowledge, and their intellect. Thank you all very much.
Nichols State University recognizes graduates who have completed their studies with honors and distinction. At this time, we would like to introduce those students to you. When your name is called, we ask that you please stand to be recognized and remain standing until all names in that category have been recognized. We do ask that the audience hold your applause until all students in a particular category have been recognized. Undergraduate baccalaureate students who have completed their degree requirements with a perfect 4.0 grade point average are awarded the President's Medal of Honor, a memento to always remind them of their accomplishments. Those students in this ceremony today are Adela P. Guidro, Rachel E. Lafort, Maria M. Smith, and Carly A. Watts. Congratulations. Undergraduate baccalaureate students who have completed their degree requirements with at least a 3.9 grade point average or awarded the status of summa cum laude with highest honor. Those students today are Claire E. Boudreau, Katie M. Charrier, Shannon Dempsey, Catherine E. Dufresne, Alyssa L. Pfister, Claire M. Graff, Adela P. Guidro, Shadriana N. Johnson, Rachel E. Lafort, Ethan R. Nakia, Jacob P. Salmon, Elizabeth C. Schwest, Danielle E. Skelton, Maria M. Smith, Emily A. Venable, and Carly A. Watts. Congratulations. Those undergraduate baccalaureate students having completed their degree requirements with a grade point average between 3.7 to 3.899 are awarded the status of magna cum laude with great honor. Those students today are Heidi S. Boudreau, Tierney G. Boyd, Grace R. Champagne, Gabrielle A. Hodson, Stephanie M. Jordan, Lillian R. Lacombe, Kaylee P. Matto, Angelina B. Morales, Alexis D. Pierce, Hannah S. Reynolds, Chrissy H. Terrio, Jasmine S. Trosquire, Kelsey A. Verdon, Nicole R. Whitehead, Chad M. Willingham, and Grant T. Willis. Congratulations. Those undergraduate baccalaureate students having completed their degree requirements with a grade point average between 3.5 to 3.699 are awarded the status of cum laude with honor. Those students are Logan P. Odom, Taylor C. Boone, Rebecca C. Brister King, Owen J. Colley, Renee M. Callaghan, Lacey D. Sherman, Natalie M. Collins, Isabella R. Hebert, Raylan M. Brassett, Haley R. Landry, Kaylin E. LeBlanc, Lexi R. Mars, Marion Medica, Ty M. Morales, Ethan M. Ciano, Tanner Simino, Monica Stock, Madeline C. Tarter, and Haley M. Terry. Congratulations. The University Honors Award is bestowed upon students who have completed an advanced curriculum of the University Honors Program, which includes opportunities for international study abroad and for original research opportunities in their chosen field of study. These students have completed at least 24 hours of honors coursework, which also includes a public defense of their honors research thesis. Those students today are Taylor Sierra Boone, Katie Marie Charrier, Catherine Elaine Dufresne, Claire M. Graff, Adela Patience Boudreau Diedro, Gabrielle Hodson, Shagrinia Nicole Johnson, Shagriana, my apologies, Ethan Raymond Knockin, Jasmine S. Troskler, Carly Ann Watts, and Megan O'Brien Gore. Congratulations. And finally, those students enrolled in graduate programs who earn an overall grade point average of 4.0 in all courses pursued in the degree plan are recognized for their achievement as honors graduates. Those students are Alexandra E. Alterman, Cynthia Brilt, Frederick C. Davis, Christy R. Ellis, Katie D. Gray, Ashley N. Lambia, Austin M. Ortman, and Alexandra R. Woods. Congratulations. At this time, Dr. Sue Westbrook, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, will present the candidates for the conferral of degrees. Following the conferral of degrees, graduates will walk across the stage as their name is called to represent the end of their journey at Nicholls State University for now. They will receive their diploma covers as they enter the stage.
Will the candidates for the master's degree please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the graduate faculty in their respective programs of study for these degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree of Master of Science and Master of Science in Nursing as it pertains to their accomplishments.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System, as President of Nicholls State University, I confer upon each of you the degree of Master of Science and Master of Science in Nursing, as it appears on your diploma, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the faculty and their respective programs of study for these baccalaureate degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System, as President of Nicholls State University, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing, as it appears on your diploma with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Will the candidates for the associate degrees please stand? President Clune, these students have met the requirements of the faculty and their respective programs of study for these associate degrees. I recommend that you confer upon these candidates the degree of Associate of of General Studies and the Associate of Science.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Supervisors for the University of Louisiana System as President of Nicholls State University, I confer upon each of you the degree of Associate of General Studies and the Associate of Science as it appears on your diploma, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Veronica Michelle Atkins.
That's my mama up front. That's baby.
Ashley Dupre Boudreau. Brooke A. Hotard Clement. Emily A. Irvine. Desmond T. Lewis, Jr. Caitlin Ordoin. Keontae Laquel Perkins. Sian Victoria Gaines Poirier. Victoria Joy Richard. Onisha Sip. Alexandra Alani Alterman. Frederick Carr Davis IV. Katie Diane Gray. Ashley Noel Lambiot. Austin Miller Wortman. College of Liberal Arts, Olivia Rose Boudreau. Alvy Keith Carter. Olivia A. Chasson. Grace Ruth Champagne. Rodney James Colbert Jr. Natalie M. Collins. Stephanie Mariko Jordan. Kaylee Paige Mato. Gabrielle Marie Arsenault. Rihanna Jolie Corso. Kanesha D. Duncan. Mason Joseph Gautreaux. Holden Rees Hebert. John Paul Perez. Maria Margaret Smith. Robert J. Taylor Jr. Mary P. Williams. Sadie M. Andrus. Michael Phillips Bowden. Owen J. Calley. Catherine Elaine Dufresne.
Hold on.
Brennan Michael Galliano. Bruce Wayne J. Marie II. Haley R. Landry. Angelina Balbina Morales. Drew E. Pokey. Jacob P. Samony. Stephen Caleb Stasiowski. Courtney Nicole Tanner. Tierney Gianni Boyd. Trevor Nicholas LeBlanc. Rowdy Kennard Scott Jr. Lauren A. St. Pierre. Brady M. Varden. Grant Thomas Willis. Mason T. Wynn. Kayvon Lene Arnold. Zandria Turner Batiste. Loretta May Boudreaux. Hayden P. Bro. Taj C. Brown. Hannah Blake Burmaster. Heather Wynn T. Cow. Natalia Noel Kognanovich. Trevelyn T. Colbert. Dejon L. Dixon. Logan Patrice Duce. Andrea J. Dragna II. Eric Lawrence Fountain. Kayla Freeman. Megan M. Gasper. Bryant P. Gerard. Ellis Green, Jr. Jordan Henri Hammond. Grant Henry. Mikhail Hill. William Hunter. Tammy Marie Jones. Matthew J. Lorette. Kenny Pellegrin Louviere. David M. Mosley. Gordia May Murray. Kenneth Nicholas Jr. Raleigh Michael O'Neill. Lauren J. Owens. Natalie E. Piku. Ivan N. Prejean. Alexis Jordan Roberts. Ezra Joseph Robichaud. Elton Wayne Ruffin. Asia Kari Satcher. Ethan M. Ciano. Ernest John Sieber III. Tanner Lynn Semino. Jordan M. Stibe. Janae Deneen Sylvester. Haley Alamon Toops. Craig Michael Walker. Grasso Heleno Williams. Brandy Godwin Zarang. Michaela Beth Chasson. Dex Paul Dewey. Troy Anthony DuPont Jr. Dylan Michael Ferreira. Aranda Olivia Daniels. Keegan P. Personi. Jeremisha Warner. Carly Ann Watts. Lauren Ayani Bowie. Jasmine Harry. Tiana J. Jones. Amber Marie May. Rashana J. Mitchell. Briashula S. Richardson. Denise Williams.
Shelby Lynn Bellina from the College of Sciences and Technology. Taylor Sierra Boone. Claire Elizabeth Boudreaux. Rebecca C. Brister King. Timothy Jacob Cobb. Adela Patience Boudreaux Guidreau. Shadriana N. Johnson. Ethan Raymond Nakin. Caitlin Danielle Starkey. Patricia Johnson. Jaslyn S. Trosclair. Mason Matthew Dupree. Allison L. Arabi. Logan Paul Otomar. Victoria Elena Besena. Carter M. Bourgeois. Katie Marie Carrier. Lacey Diana Sheremy. Danny Anthony Corvo Jr. Madeline K. Cross. Caitlin Crosby. Krisa Noel Exerstein. Corey Lynn Goff. Carly R. Goudreau. Megan O'Quinn Gore. Claire M. Graff. Camille A. Guidry. Raynell A. Hernandez. Brittany Min Nguyen Huang. Gabrielle A. Hodson. Anna M. Jones. Bryant Michael Larkin. Tia Castile Moore. Demia D. Morris. Inaja Darika Morrison. Madison A. Olds. Aaron D. Robertson. Emily Alyssa Sompagnaro. Elizabeth C. Schwess. Danielle E. Skelton. Haley M. Terrio. Kelsey Alexis Verlaine. Kayla Elizabeth Webb. Rachel Elizabeth LaFour. Lydia J. Orgeron. Stephen Lamar Taylor. Tyler K. Boone. Tyler M. Parker. Garrett Gail Rochelle. Randall J. Amos.
Well done, Roger!
Patrick J. Carter. Cody Wayne Bennett. Alexis Jordan Roberts. From the College of Nursing, Brandon M. Alomar. Carrie Joy Ordowan. Janet Nguyen Asante. Jenny Nicole Barrio. Chantel James Barrio. Ashton N. Bassler. Crystal LaBeouf Bonvalin. Kimberly Sue Boudreau. Heidi Sherma Boudreau. Maggie Elizabeth Broussard. Emily Rose Cade. Jill Elizabeth Carrier. Cameron E. Casso. Elise F. Claymore. Murray Brianna Days. Jolene Morgan Desitel. Lexi Lay Dye. Alyssa Lay Fisker. Courtney Nicole Phipps Fitch. Charlie Beth Frickey. Kelly Curtin Gaspar. Matthew Curtis Godet. Talisha Jontel Gray. Nathaniel John Hardy. Gladney Elizabeth Brown Hawkins. Kaylee Angel Hebert. Isabella Renee Hebert. Emiliana Marie Jarreau. Taylor Danielle Jones. Jenna Labat. Lashonda Olies Lancelin. Evan John LaBeouf.
I'm no Vesna, but I did capture the moment.
Dakota Shea
I got the
Lyons.
moment.
Emily C. Malaire.
You want to use mine?
Lexi Renee
Slider.
Morse.
My bag over there.
Sarah McCoy. Macy A. Malonson. Marion Medike. Michaela Francis Meyer. Ty Michael Morales. Brittany Renee Nakan. Zoe Julianne Ordorn. Amy Elizabeth Ostheimer. Lindsay E. Oob. Brenda Patrick. Courtney Lynn Pellegrin. Alexis D. Pierce. Kayla M. Petrie. Cameron E. Price. Natalie E. Rankins. Patricia Sweeney Rivero. Felicity A. Robichaud. Megan Michelle Roy. Laura Lee Russell. Treon L. Shelvin. Kayla Kristen Smith. Erika Marie Stewart. Jarvis Terrell Thompson. Deshae M. Verdan. Brenda Claudine White. From the College of Sciences and Technology, John W. Spradley IV. Brandon Paul St. Romain. Jerome Matthews Villery III. Hayden Charles Rice.
Let's go, Hayden!
Deanna L. Olivier. Hallie Elizabeth Martin. Kaylee Michelle LaBeouf. Tasia Janae Johnson. Sierra Danielle Everett. Bria Alexis Collins. Caitlin Renee Boudreau. Luke Whitney Vigier.
That would be awesome.
Let's give these graduates who have been through so much another big round of applause. Congratulations to you all. I'm proud that you got to this place.
Dr. Kuhn is so correct. Given the past couple of years, and particularly this semester, these graduates absolutely deserve all of the respect and all of the honors that I'm sure you're going to bestow on them as we get through this day today. I'm sure many of you have events, parties, trips planned when this is all over. But for now, as brand new alumni of Nichols State University, we invite you to stand along with your family and loved ones that are here and join in the singing of the Nichols alma mater as we celebrate your graduation. Music is provided by the Nichols Wind Ensemble with Dr. John St. Marie. The words and music are located on the back of the program so that you can sing along. We invite you to remain standing for the closing reflection delivered by Captain Dallas Fort, Chaplain.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, surround these graduating students with your protection. May they move into their careers with open hearts and minds. Help them to apply the skills, knowledge, and insight that was gained through their education in a fashion that betters the world. I pray your peace and protection over them and their families, and may they grow daily in wisdom and achieve all their hearts desire. Amen.
From the administration, the faculty, the staff, and all who are at Nichols State University, we thank you for having been present to honor our Fall 2021 graduates. To the faculty, again, a great thanks to you for a job well done with these graduates. To the graduates, parents, spouses, loved ones, a special congratulations to you on this day. The recessional will conclude this 109th commencement ceremony. The audience is requested to remain seated until the graduates have left the floor. Thank you again for having been with us today.